Hello, my name is Indy, and this is my video response to RPG A Day. Day 4 is what's the most impressive thing you've seen another player character accomplish in a session? Going way back to my first Rollmaster campaign as a player, one of the other players' characters was an assassin. He used crossbows and a long sword and was agile, and we were in an inner cave keep kind of system, and we were faced with some golems, some automatons. Uh, Whether it's by system design or something specific that the GM had done, the golems were powered by a single gem that was embedded in their construction that had a spell cast in it. So you could simply wear down the hit points of the automaton, or you could destroy the crystal. But that was going to take a very precise hit. And in one action, our assassin character jumped off of a ledge, rebounded off of a wall, and struck a golem straight into the crystal, destroying it. This took multiple impressive rolls using skills that the player had been improving. These are the sorts of things that he would have hoped that his character could do. And it was just a momentous occasion for us just to celebrate the good fortune of the party in this single attack that took out a very large opponent. If all you're interested in hearing about is the thing that the other player character did, you can stop here. But I find this is a good place maybe to mention and to talk about something that the RPG A Day questions are making me think about and realize. My role-playing started in college, and with a bunch of college players, we had to have a different kind of game, a different kind of plot, a different kind of social contract and game expectations. I mentioned in day 3 that it was usually the plots that were interesting, and those plots were independent of the characters. You brought in the character that you were interested in playing, but most characters did not have any kind of long-term goal that would have created proudest moments or these really memorable situations that I sometimes hear other people talk about. And that was just part of, I think, the needs of our role-playing groups at those times. After my college role-playing life, I started being a game master more often. And I think some of those characteristics of earlier college games traveled into my game mastering as an assumed quality of role-playing. I was not being conscientious about what those qualities were there to serve and whether or not they were needed anymore, and if there was something better. Consequently, it has only been lately that I have started to realize that when I am hoping for my players to have really interesting characters, compelling player characters, that my arrangement of a campaign, of adventures, don't support that. They don't encourage that. That the player characters that they pick are interchangeable for others. This has certainly weakened the more memorable scenes. Fantastic dice rolls make for a great time, or horrible dice rolls for that matter, make for a great time of laughing and cheering around the table. And those are good moments, and I'm not discounting those. But I do feel like some of the more meaningful ones are the ones that come out of character stories, character plots, character goals. That favorite game session, day number 2, it was partially based on a die roll from an NPC that killed my wife's character. That was the defining moment of that player character's life by ending it. But that still had meaning well beyond the fact that my wife had to roll up a new character, well beyond the fact that, okay, 3-member party, you've just lost your magic using thief. It meant a story wrapping up in an abrupt and unfinished manner, which was interesting. That was compelling on an emotional level, not in an emotional level that helped you move the character forward because the character's dead, but it was still interesting. That will be a moment that my wife still talks about in 5 or 10 years around the role-playing topic. And I haven't nurtured enough of those in my gaming sessions, in my campaigns, and that is something that over the next 2 years, as I try different styles of GMing, as I try different approaches to preparation, approaches to setting, whole other systems, I'm going to try to see that that is increased. If you're interested in participating in RPG A Day or want to know more about RPG A Day or Brigade Con, there is a link below to their website, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5.